Hi, and welcome to another episode of Can't Stop the Growth. I am your host, Chad Peterman, and today we are going to talk about establishing a personal routine which ultimately affects your overall performance in life and in business. This audio is from a meeting here at our company, Peterman Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, which we deem our Future Leaders series. The audio talks about developing a routine, how it affects your personal life, and how it will affect your life at work. So without further ado, let's jump into the audio. With that, we'll kind of jump into the first section. So this is a section that is a constant kind of evolution for myself, in that my morning routine consistently changes, and not consistently, just making minor tweaks in stuff that I find that works better, or whatever I'm finding at the time is kind of how my life operates, which is perfectly fine. I think routine, oftentimes we get stuck and we got to do this every single day. Well, I'm a big believer, if we find something that works, well, how do we put that in there? Does anyone have a quote unquote morning routine that they kind of go through? Yeah, good. I am a huge believer in the fact that the morning routine, depending on if I can get that to go properly, is how my day is going to go. It's really, I look at it as kind of setting the stage for success. How am I going to position myself to be in the right frame of mind to do what I need to do? I think oftentimes, you see people show up at meetings, it looks like they just woke up and rolled out of bed, their shirt's untucked, their shoes are untied, they've got a coffee in their hand, and they just look like, how long ago did you wake up? And there is no way that in 2 minutes here when we start this meeting, you are going to be any good at all. There again, you hear some people, oh, that guy can just turn it, well, okay, those are few and far between, that people can just turn it on. I personally believe that the morning routine starts really the night before. There are a number of things that I try to do the night before to get myself ready, because there again, when you first wake up, it's not the most pleasant experience. You're just like, whoa, and depending on how you feel, just the entire sleep cycle in humans is one of those kind of mysteries. You're trying to get literally the most complex machine in the world to operate at its peak. So there's a couple of things that I do to pre-plan the morning so that my morning goes like it should. And everybody knows those things that can pop up, crap, my stuff's not dry, we ran out of this for breakfast, I'm out of coffee, whatever it is that can just throw a wrench in your morning that is just like, it's the smallest thing, but it turns into the biggest thing. So I always look for those little things throughout my morning routine that are going to disrupt it, and let's prepare the night before so that at least in the morning, even if I can't fix it, even if we're out of creamer, okay, I know that going into the morning. That's not going to upset whatever I'm going to do. And I think that the biggest way, or the best way to think about the morning, is how do I engineer my morning so that it's seamless? I don't want to make, for the first 2.5 to 3 hours of my morning, I don't want to make an effort. I want to just to roll through, but it's just slowly preparing me to be what I need to be for that particular day. So I think that word engineer has always been kind of one, as I build out my routine, is something that I've always looked at as, okay, how do I make this as seamless as humanly possible? So obviously, what does my morning look like? So I'm going to give you an idea of kind of what I do, and then take some of your guys' stuff of what you may do, because my thinking is I may learn something that I want to try or put in there. So obviously my morning is big, and I am a big believer in operating when, there again, removing variables from my life that can cause disruption. Well, not to be mean, but some things that can cause disruption are other people. So I remove other people by waking up and operating with this at a time when literally no one can bother me. Now I have a 6-week-old person that has thrown a little bit of a wrench in that. But as you'll see, I operate around her as well for the most part. She's still unpredictable, but as best I can. So my morning, there again, I start in the evening. I mix I have like a vitamin drink that I drink every morning. It's more so for just like not getting sick. So I mix that, I put it in the fridge, I get ready, I check, make sure I've got all my stuff for breakfast. I set my coffee stuff up so that it's literally just, because usually when I start the coffee, it's sort of a daze to a certain degree. So I've got all that set up, I'm ready to go, and I lay all my clothes out for what I'm gonna wear. So I pack my bag if I'm gonna work out that day. I've got all my clothes laid out for work and ready to go. The clothes used to be one of the things that like would always throw up, like, where is that shirt at? I knew I had it somewhere. And so I lay all that stuff out, it's ready to go. It's just like clockwork. And so my alarm clock goes off at 3 a.m. So I wake up at 3. There again, whatever I tell you, you don't have to do. I will vouch for, I am extremely, extremely aggressive when it comes to this, because this is what allows me to perform during the day. And that's what works for me. There again, other people may not need as much time. You may not be a morning person. Whatever it is, make it work for you. I'm not here telling you this is the gospel. But my alarm goes off at 3. Between 3 and 3:10, I'm waking up, drink some water, get my coffee going, and then from about 3:10 to 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm reading. So I'm reading anything and everything. So I've got books on just about everything. Like right now, I just finished one on, it was a business book of a guy who owns a personal fitness company, wrote a book. I'm now on to another one. It's 2 coaches that are talking about leadership as it would be. This morning I read a chapter on which actually will lead into the next training, which is an awesome piece. I was like, well, hey, looky there, look what I found. And you'll be amazed what you can find that will inspire you and lead to, oh, that's a really good thought, or I can implement that. Literally, I pick up a lot of my ideas between about 3:10 and 4 a.m. in the morning. Between 4 and 4:15, I have breakfast. So 15 minutes is about all I need, and I have eggs, sausage, the whole bit, but I've got it designed so that it takes me about 15 minutes. So I think it actually takes me longer to eat it than it does to prepare it. So there again, it's about having literally everything set out. So on my stove right now is set out the pan that I'm going to use, the bowl that I mix the eggs in, the forks that I need, the measuring cup that I need. It's all set out, ready to go. That way in the morning, I don't have to worry about it. It's just right there every time. It's not, oh, that's dirty, oh, whatever it is. It's just all lined out. So at 4:15, my new task, which I did not have 6 weeks ago, is from 4:15 to about 4:30. I wake my daughter up and I change her diaper, and I wake my wife up and I get them all ready so that she can eat. So she eats about 4:30. What we found is when she eats at 4:30, she goes back to sleep after she eats and sleeps till about 8. So my wife loves that. So we wake her up at between right around 4:15, 4:30 is when I wake her up, change her diaper. That is an unpredictable, I never know what I'm going to get, you know, it's literally unpredictable. But there again, I've designed it so that I know that as long as I don't wake her up from the time I get out of bed to the time I tiptoe by her downstairs, I should be good. And we've got her on a pretty good schedule. So I've already got her in a semi-routine, which is great, excites me. So after I get her all set up, and they're both good to go, usually get my wife some water or whatever the hell she needs, breakfast, depending on how she's feeling that morning. I go down and that's when I start getting ready. So I'm, getting dressed, all that stuff. Getting everything ready to go. Right around 5 is about when I leave to come into the office. So I leave, obviously, kiss my wife goodbye, kiss my daughter goodbye, and head off to the office. From 5 to, it takes me about 12 minutes to get to work on 65, and there again, operate when no one else is operating. There's very, very little traffic. I can stay in the same lane from the time I get on the interstate to the time I get off. Usually during that drive, I'm listening to a podcast. of something, whether that is business related, personal development related, whatever it is, just to kind of stay in that mood and to stay in that groove. And so I get here to the office from usually about 5:15-ish. From about 5:15 to 5:30, I'm getting set up in my office. So I'm getting my bag unpacked, I'm getting my water jug filled up, I'm getting everything kind of situated where I need it. On the weekends, it's usually get the mail, all that stuff. And then at about 5:15, I'm sitting down, about 5:30-ish, I'm sitting down to write. So this is something new for me probably this year. I've probably been at it about 8 months, writing every day, which is one of the most amazing things you can do. It really, really is. I could spend literally probably an entire session talking about the importance of journaling and different stuff like that. I know it sounds kind of goofy. Trust me, it did for me. I mean, I heard about this probably 3 years ago. It took me till now to finally give way and start doing it. There again, I could get into a lot of that in what I write, how I write, what I'm writing about, what it looks like, different stuff like that. The most important thing for me is two things. One is, so I write in these. If you ever see these in my office, these are what I write in. So I have 2 of them. The first most important thing to me is this is mine, and this is Blake's. So I write to her every morning. So when it comes to affecting people, obviously she is the most important person I can affect. And so I write whatever I'm inspired to write. I mean, she's got stuff in here. My wife laughs. She's like, when is she going to be able to read that? When she's 25? I go, there's good lessons in there, leadership and all kinds of good stuff in there. So it spans throughout her age. But my hope is that someday she will get all of these, and hopefully she'll have whatever I was thinking about that day, she will know. So that is the most important thing that I have. And then the second thing is in mine, when I start off, is I write down 3 things I'm grateful for. And we did this in the management meeting the other day. It is amazing how writing down just 3 simple things, and I'm talking like this morning. Let's see what I wrote down. This morning I wrote down, I'm grateful for my lovely wife who puts up with me. I'm grateful for people who believe enough in me to come today. I'm grateful for my patio, which makes watching football more fun. Those were the 3 things. They're, again, very simple, but at the end of the day, I chuckled when I wrote down my patio, but realistically, when I go home today and I sit out on the patio, this is awesome. This is great. I love this. And so it's just little things like that, but it puts you in the right frame of mind that, if you're going to have a tough day, or you had a tough day yesterday, it's like, life ain't that bad. We're all living pretty good. And there again, bad stuff's going to happen. How do we bounce back from it? How do we continue on down the road? So that writing usually lasts from about 5:30 to 6, and then 6, I'm ready to jump into the day. So 6 a.m., then usually, preparing for whatever we got to do, different things like that. There is a process that I go from like 6 throughout the morning that's newer to me that I'm trying out that I need to probably give another month before I share anything, tell you how it works and everything, but it's something called time blocking, where I block out, I can block my entire schedule. So like if you were to look at my Outlook calendar from 6 a.m. till 6 at night, it's blocked with what I'm going to do that day. So there's no free time to get distracted and move to other stuff. When working in the office, sometimes it can get distracting where you're going different directions. But finding out what those important things are, putting those down, and then moving through the day. So that is kind of what my morning routine looks like. I would say that the key points and what I am setting out, obviously that's a lot of stuff. That's from 3 in the morning till 6. So that's 3 hours. I'm just worried about myself. That's all I care about, myself. I don't look at email. I don't look at my phone. I don't look at anything. If you write me an email, there's some mornings on the weekends I may get into email a little earlier, but I'm not looking at it until about 6 because it's about me. And it's all right to be selfish. If I don't work on myself, I'm not going to be a very good leader for anybody else. And I think that is the key point that sometimes gets lost is well, I have all these people that need answers from me, need this from me, need that from me. Well, great, but if you're not in the frame of mind to do anything about it, then you're not going to be very good for them, is kind of my thought. So the main things that I'm looking to do are small accomplishments. So like one that I've really enjoyed is I do the dishes in the morning. So that's like a small accomplishment. Some people say making the bed is a key one. So they'll wake up and make the bed. I can't make the bed. My wife's sleeping in it. So like I've told her, she always gets on me for not making the bed. I'm like, well, what, you going to make you in it? You know, what's going on? I can make my side, I guess. But yeah, so I do the dishes because I can't make the bed. So after I'm done making breakfast, I clean all the dishes, I get them ready, and they're already ready for the next day. There again, small accomplishment. I know I can win when it comes to cleaning the dishes every morning. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for things that I can win at early on to kind of get that momentum going. Small victories that will allow you to win. One embarrassing one is brushing my teeth. So I have one of those like electronic toothbrushes. Definitely recommend getting one. I got one for Christmas last year. Best Christmas gift I've ever got. But it has like a timer on it. So, you know, you're brushing your teeth and it's just like, man, you know, I think I've got everything. I'm good to go. Well, like this thing's got a timer on, so you have got to hold for however long. I bet it's 2 or 3 minutes, something like that. But I look to win at that. Like I literally look to beat my toothbrush in the morning. And I know that sounds stupid, but there again, every morning I do it, I won. That's another win. I did the dishes. I'm rolling. I'm already 2-0, and it's not even 4 yet. I'm getting there. So I'm looking for small accomplishments. Breakfast is also key. Breakfast for me is I think it more so a frame of mind for me is fueling my body. How am I going to get to lunch? How am I going to get to whatever it is? Well, I need fuel, and I think I take a lot of that from playing sports. Is eating the night before and different stuff like that's very important to me. And then, as I said, limiting decisions and things that can interrupt your routine. So if you have kids or you have stuff that I don't know how to control that. Well, how do there's always a way to control something. It's just a matter of putting it in the right frame of mind so that you can. And then the other thing is writing. That's been a huge thing for me over the past 6-8 months. That has really helped me kind of free my mind, put myself in the right state of mind, and be able to move forward.